Hey, Simply Sugar here with the morning news rundown. So, Iran and Israel ceasefire is just that, no longer. And it's no surprise because Trump made the announcement about the ceasefire. Both countries at first denied that there was a ceasefire or talks about a ceasefire. Then later on, they kind of confirmed, yeah, kind of, sort of. And then there were missile strikes, and now the ceasefire seemingly is over, with Israel promising to send bombs to Tehran. And so that's where we are with that. I believe that we need to stay out of this. We supposedly, and I say we because we're in the United States, so we're all lumped in together, unfortunately, with this regime that we have here in this country. I think that now we need to just sit this out, right? We're only, if U.S. does anything, is only to negotiate and for peace. Otherwise, we need to not lend our military or conduct any more bombings in Iran. That's my opinion. Again, this is an editorial news channel, meaning I give you the news, but I also give you my opinion because that's what I want to do. If you just want to listen to strictly news and no opinion, you go back to traditional TV, or there's other users here who just give you the news. In New York City, we are headed to a primary vote today. Now, we had early voting. I took advantage of that, but today is the last day to vote in the primary. Please do so. This is very important. I, again, voted for Zohran Mamdani. Andrew, it looks like he's in a dead heat with Andrew Cuomo. The young people are really stepping up and stepping out. This is an important vote. I think New York has set a really good tone with this. I like Mamdani's policies in reference to, controlling housing, daycare for working parents, free daycare, free bus rides. I like all of that. The city is struggling. People are struggling here, and it's apparent with the homelessness on the street. You not only see people with, mental incapacities on the street, you're now seeing families out there. You're seeing people who go to work every day, they just can't afford the rent. And that, to me, is a tell. Like, we're telling on ourselves here when the homeless population reflects working people. We need to do something about that. The big, beautiful bill is headed for a vote. Of course, the GOP is always trying to do something a little bit sneaky. So the Senate aims to vote this week on the budget reconciliation to avoid the 60 vote hurdle on the floor. Trump wants it signed before July 4th. And so we're just watching and waiting because this affects all of us, all of the middle to lower class population here in the U.S., as we're going to bear the burden of paying for all these rich people to, again, live their fabulous lives. The Supreme Court has temporarily paused the lower court's order that blocked deportations to a third-party country. This allows the Trump administration to resume deporting migrants even to countries where they have no ties. And this is to avoid due process here in the United States, is to avoid financial burden and oversight. We don't know what these countries are going to do. We already transported hundreds of people to CCOT, which is a known concentration camp that you can never get out of. We're sending people who are searching for a better life to life in prison. And again, they're not picking up criminals, they're picking up people from work, from farms, from hotels, from Home Depots. These are people who are working and not criminals. But yet we're going to treat them like criminals and give them a life sentence. That's the morning news rundown. I'm Simply Sugar. Let me know your thoughts as always.